What if anxiety is trying desperately to get out of your body and manifests as physical symptoms? Now, the concept isn't new. We've known for many, many years in medicine that anxiety can cause things like palpitations. But I think it's deeper than that. Now, there's a chap called Dr. John Sarno who wrote a book, Healing Back Pain, many years ago, and in it he proposed a theory that emotional and psychological trauma and pain, if you like, is more difficult for the body to deal with than physical pain. Physical pain we can take a painkiller for. Emotional stuff is not so easy. So perhaps the body's way of dealing with that is to turn it into a physical symptom so we can try to treat it. It's easier to deal with, at least on the surface. Of course, it doesn't work long term. It doesn't address the underlying problem. But that's been mirrored in somebody who's very dear to me, who I've known for many years. And when I first met them, they told me they had had this knot in the center of the chest all their life, and until we talked about it they had no idea that that was anxiety. And as soon as we exposed it for what it was, and anxiety could no longer fool the body into this physical symptom, it migrated and it became what's called globus, which is a sensation that you can't swallow properly, your throat's about to constrict. And as soon as we exposed that as anxiety, it manifested itself in really tight tension in the trapezius and headaches. And again, exposed that and it became bad palpitations and heart issues. And then that was investigated and we exposed that, and then it became stomach problems and gastritis and acidity. And the list goes on. Chronic back pain has been there all the time. And I wonder if a similar thing is happening for many of us and we don't realise that it's anxiety at the cause. Now, clearly, if you have these symptoms, it's sensible to have them checked by a doctor first and foremost. But if that doctor's worth their salt, they will recognise that this is not quite normal and that there's something else at play, and hopefully they'll switch you onto the notion that this is anxiety. Obviously, investigate if they need to for a physical issue. But I think it's a really interesting notion that anxiety moves like geography around your body with different symptoms, and as you expose one symptom as anxiety, it can no longer fool you into thinking it's a physical symptom that you need to treat, and so it moves somewhere else. I like that. It's like a thief in the night. Doesn't mean it's easy to deal with or it's addressing the underlying problem, but it might take some of the anxiety away from the physical symptom, ironically.